Hello, everybody, and welcome to another broadcast here on the Gorlock Sports Network. My name's Matt Rumping, and we've got a very exciting matchup for you today as your Webster University Gorlocks are taking on the Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology Fighting Engineers. That one's a mouthful as first batter of the game is going to check his swing almost like a bunt down the third base line, and it's going to roll foul. Coming into this one, Webster officially ranked by D3Baseball.com as the 22nd team in the nation. Webster off the back off of a doubleheader sweep against conference rival Spalding University. Big 2-game win streak for Webster, as that one is going to be low. Speaking of win streak, Webster has the second longest win streak in Division III baseball, only behind Endicott University. Endicott at 14 games, Webster sitting at 11 as this one's chopped towards the Gorlock dugout. Count now 1-2. On the mound for the Gorlocks, Eli Rampala Matthews. The 1-2 pitch. This one's going to be flied out towards the bleachers on the first base side, still 1-2. Along with being first in the SLAC conference, Webster is also first in Region 8 of Division III baseball. Huge feat for this Gorlock squad as they continue to ride their momentum of having the second longest win streak in D3 baseball currently. The 2-2 inside, quickly now full count for Peter Rogers, the leadoff man for Rose-Hulman. On the season so far for Rogers, .351 batting average with 2 homers and 16 RBIs, as this one's going to be popped out towards Stedman at third. Quick throw to Avola, and that's the first out of the inning.
Now batting number 34, Tyler Atrosco.
Now up for Rose-Hulman is Tyler Atrosco, playing in right field today for the Fighting Engineers. .375 batting average with 3 homers, 15 RBIs as the first pitch could be taken for a ball. This Rose-Hulman squad knows how to get on base. A lot of players on their squad with a +300 batting average. Definitely looking to bring those down is Rampala Matthews. .2-0 pitch. That one's going to be fouled off. The 2-1. That's going to be on the ground towards short. Peters scoops, makes the throw in time, 2 down. Rampala Matthews making quick work of the first 2 batters of the inning, and that's going to bring up Connor O'Connell. Connor O'Connell leads the team in a lot of categories. He is first in at-bats, hits, RBIs, and he's also 13th in his conference in RBIs. Rightfully slotted in the 3 slot as the first pitch is going to be inside. O'Connell, .368 batting average. As the 1-0 is going to be lined into center field, and that will be a base hit. Connor O'Connell, the first base runner for the Fighting Engineers on this one. That'll bring up the catcher, Mason Rasmussen.
Now batting number 41, Mason Rasmussen.
Rasmussen on the season batting .311 with a single home run, 18 RBIs. Just another dangerous hitter in this Engineers lineup as he will take the first pitch for a ball. Unlike a lot of teams that we've seen in recent games, Rose-Hulman not quite the best at stealing bags. Only one player on the team, Peter Rogers, has more than 10 stolen bases. Might be in the back of the heads of Webster, more so to just focus on the batter. As the 2-0 pitch is going to be inside, quickly down 3-0. Dangerous spot for Rampala Matthews. One more ball could lead to a runner in scoring position. The pitch taken right down the middle for a strike. The 3-1 from Eli. That one's lined into right field. That's a base hit. Hartz will field it, throw in to prevent the runner from going to third. And the Fighting Engineers have 2 on, 2 out, bringing up Mark Cernak.
Now batting number 19, Mark
Cernak leads the team in home runs with 5, and he's also 10th in the conference in batting average, also tied for 6th in his conference in home runs. Another dangerous on-base threat for the Fighting Engineers, batting .348 as the first pitch is going to be taken just a bit outside for a ball. Like I said, 5 home runs, 16 RBIs for the first baseman. .1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. .1-1 in the dirt. Good block by Wroblewski to keep that in front of him. Paula Matthews looking to take control of the at-bat. 2-1 pitch. Just a bit high. Cernak now has a hitter's count. Got to think anything in the strike zone could be put into play. The 3-1. That's going to be in the dirt, and the Fighting Engineers have the bases loaded now for their DH, Jackson Harms. Wroblewski will walk to the mound, talk with Eli along with Coach BK. Try and call down the nerves. Harms appearing in 18 of the 27 games so far this season for Rose-Hulman. .339 batting average with a home run and 17 RBIs. .482 slugging percentage, so he can put one into play in deep. Good spot for Rose-Hulman. First pitch is going to be taken for a strike. 0-1. Another one in there for a strike. From Paula Matthews down to one strike. Get out of a huge scoring opportunity for Rose-Hulman. The pitch just misses the zone. Ball 1 to Harms. A lot of people thought that was strike 3 right there, as it was a great pitch by Eli. But now the 1-2. That one finds the zone. Eli Rapala Matthews gets out of the bases loaded jam, and Rose-Hulman will get nothing in the top of the first, still 0-0. Now here in the bottom of the first up to bat for the Gorlaks, James Theodore. Theodore, one of the most dangerous stolen base threats in the SLIAC Conference, ranks second in stolen bases with 23. Also with the 344 batting average and a home run on the season. One of the most dangerous hitters, period, in the SLIAC. First pitch to Theodore is taken for a ball. On the mound for Rose-Hulman is Zacchaeus Carr. Carr with one of the most interesting release points that I have seen in a pitcher. Almost bends halfway backwards when pitching. 1-1 pitch is going to be taken for a strike. Breaking ball on the top of the zone. Maybe caught Theodore just a little bit off guard. The 1-2 pitch. That one's going to be popped out towards the first base line, and it's going to be caught. Serdenak makes the play, and that's the first out of the inning.
Number 7, Carl Peters.
Now up for Webster is Carl Peters. Carl Peters, third in the conference in runs scored, 37 of them. So far in the year, 313 batting average, 5 home runs, 20 RBIs. First pitch taken for a strike. A one from Carr is going to be driven out to deep center field. Ranging back is Brown. Camps under it and makes the play.
Now batting number 12, Evan Evola.
Now up for Webster is Evan Evola. So far on the year, batting .363 with 5 homers, 31 RBIs. Rightfully slotted in the 3 spot as the first pitch is taken just a bit out of the zone for a ball. 1-0 from Carr. Another one's just outside. Two-0 to Evola. This one inside just clips the zone. Now 2-1. That pitch driven out towards right center, ranging under it. Trosco and makes the grab. A 1-2-3 inning for Zacchaeus Carr. And we're heading to the top of the second, still knotted up at 0. Back here for the top of the second, leading off for Rose-Hulman is Colton Brown. Colton Brown, one of the few hitters in this lineup, hitting below the 300 clip, sitting at 247 so far in the season. First pitch taken for a ball. Brown also having 2 homers, 14 RBIs. Leading off for Rose-Hulman as he fouls this one back, a 1-1 count. A little bit of a different scene here at Grizzlies Ballpark today. Normally we see the wind blowing all sorts of ways. And now, just a slight breeze as Colton Brown's going to drive this one into left. It's going to get down for a hit. LaRocco makes his way over and prevents Brown from taking second, as the leadoff man here in the top of the second will reach for Rose-Hulman. And this will bring up Jackson Summers. Summers so far in the year hitting .223, a single home run and 9 RBIs. First pitch strike. Eli looking for a double play ball here. Oh, 1 pitch. This one's going to be fouled back into the screen. The 0-2. That one chopped just past from Paula Matthews. Charleston flips it to Peters, and Peters cannot keep hold of the ball. Both runners are going to be safe. And that is a costly mistake for the Gorlocks. Summers was racing down the line, so it was unlikely they would get two there. But with the Charleston flip to Peters, gonna get two runners on now for the Fighting Engineers, as this will bring up the second baseman, Jonathan Oliger. He's gonna flash bunt as this one's popped back into the screen. Webster now on bunt defense. Oh, 1 bunt is gonna fall. Wroblewski makes the catch, but did not see the big leadoff at first by Summers and will not be able to double him up. Summers was about halfway to second, and I think Wroblewski was still caught behind Oliger and couldn't quite get a good view of where the runner was at. So only one out there on that one. That'll bring up the leadoff man, Peter Rogers. First pitch way outside. Couple of good opportunities for Webster to get out of this one. Have not been able to capitalize. 1-0 is taken for a strike. The 1-1. Foul deep down the first base line. Going to go into the stands. Rogers looking to capitalize with a runner in scoring position. The 1-2 in the dirt. Rogers has appeared in all 27 games for the Fighting Engineers so far this year. 949 OPS is another one fouled back into the screen. Second on the squad and on base percentage, just behind Mark Serdenak. Getting on base would be big here. The 2-2. Taken outside. Full count pitch. That one's going to be lined out to right. That's going to get down for a base hit. Runner comes around and will score, and Rose-Hulman will be the first on the board. RBI single from Peter Rogers.
Now batting number 34, Tyler Petrosco.
Summers advances the third on that. The Fighting Engineers have a base to work with. Could see something going on at first. Tyler Petrosco stepping back up to the plate. First pitch, runner takes off. As this one's going to be hit out towards third, Stedman will make the nice play, and the second out will be recorded.
35, Connor O'Connell.
Rogers will successfully advance to second on the ground ball. And now 2 in scoring position for Connor O'Connell. First pitch taken as a ball. O'Connell currently has the wind working in his favor, blowing out to right center. If he gets one in the air, it could be big trouble for the Gorlocks. 1-0. And the dirt's going to get away from Wroblewski, and that'll easily bring in the runner from third. A second run across the board for Rose-Hulman. And this is not the start you wanted if you're a Webster fan. Paula Matthews down 2-0 in the count to one of the most dangerous hitters in this lineup. The pitch taken inside. Already some action in the Gorlock bullpen. 3-0. It's going to be cracked into the screen. Paula Matthews gets a little bit of leverage with that one. 3-1 to O'Connell. As this one's going to be cracked foul. Paula Matthews working from 3-0 to 3-2 in the count with 2 outs. Looking to get out of this one before any more damage is done. Full count pitch. Inside, and O'Connell will take his base. Coach BK is going to come to the mound, and he's going to make the call to the bullpen. Eli Rampala Matthews' day will be done after only an inning and 2/3 of work, giving up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, and we will have a pitching change. We will be right back. Back now after the pitching change for Webster. Jack Wilson will come into this one, facing off against the Rose-Hulman catcher, Mason Rasmussen. Wilson coming into this one with a a less than ideal situation. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. First pitch on the ground towards third, but will roll foul. The 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, and Wilson quickly has Rasmussen down 0-2. Wilson checking the runner at first. The 0-2, runner takes off. It's going to be pitched out. Wroblewski will have no throw, though. And O'Connell makes it safely to second. The 1-2 pitch. This one flied out towards center field. Theodore ranging under and makes the play. Jack Wilson comes into the game and prevents any more damage from being done as Rose-Hulman will get 2 on the board. It is now 2-0. Back here for the bottom of the second. First up to bat for Webster, RJ LaRocco. Webster looking to answer back after the Fighting Engineers put 2 up in the top of the second. First pitch from Carr, taken way outside for a ball. One 0 high and tight to LaRocco. Down 2-0 now. That one low. LaRocco quickly working his way into a 3-0 count. Looking to be the first base runner for the Gorlocks. Pitch taken in the dirt. RJ LaRocco will get first base.
Now batting number 35, Cullen McBride.
And that'll bring up the DH Colin McBride, affectionately known as Big Dog. McBride, with a good chance to advance. LaRocco at first as he takes the first pitch for a ball. Carr looks back LaRocco. 1-0 is in there for a strike. The 1-1 is this ball is smoked out towards Coach BK at third. He will get out of the way in time, now down 1-2. The pitch just misses the zone. McBride with a good eye on that one. Now has a 2-2 count. The pitch from Carr. And that's going to hit McBride. McBride will get down to first base, advancing LaRocco to second. There's now a conversation with the umpire, and BK is now coming out to talk with the umpires, and they will have a conversation. Umpires maybe think that might have hit the bat of McBride or maybe part of the batting glove. And they're going to officially rule that it did not hit McBride. Coach BK has some words for the home plate umpire. As McBride now faces a 2-2 count. The pitch, that one high. Full count now for the Webster DH. Looking to get on base after a controversial call. LaRocco will take off. That will be a ball. And now the runners are on first and second for the Gorlocks. Coach for Rose-Hulman will come out to the mound to talk to Carr. And there will be a pitching change. Zacchaeus Carr will be out after just one inning of work, not giving up any hits, walking two batters in a row, but kind of a interesting pitching change call for Rose-Hulman, and we'll be right back. Back now after the pitching change for Rose-Hulman. Caleb Mosteller comes into the game with Ryan Hartz up to bat. First pitch, Hart's going to flash bunt. Rasmussen tries to track it down, but to no avail. Mosteller in a little bit of a pickle to start his outing today. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Hart's flashing bunt again and again pops it back into the screen. Now down 0-2. The 0-2 taken high. One, two is going to be inside. Almost gets a piece of Hearts. A 2-2. That one's going to be slapped out towards the Gorlock bullpen. Count remains at 2-2. Another 2-2 to Hearts, as that'll be taken outside. Ryan Hartz works his way from an 0-2 count to a full count, potentially to load the bases for the Gorlocks. Here's the pitch, and that is taken for ball 4.
Now batting number 00, Ben.
The Gorlocks in a very good position here. Bases juice for Ben Stedman.
Yeah, it's Benny baseball. Gotta give him some juice.
Stedman, the first one to have a great chance to open up the scoring for Webster as he takes the first pitch for a ball. 1-0 is in the dirt. Great play by Rasmussen to prevent that one from heading to the backstop. 2-0 pitch finds the strike zone. Pitch taken inside. Webster now one ball away from walking in a runner. As another arm is warming up in the Fighting Engineers bullpen, the 3-1. That one will miss the strike zone. Stedman draws the walk, and that'll bring in LaRocco. Webster's on the board without getting a hit. Coach Rosen now coming out to the mound to talk to Mosteller. Bluesky in a big situation, just as Stedman was. Bases juice, nobody out. Coach Rosen having a long talk with Mosteller. Back in action now. McBride on first. McBride on third. Forgive me, as Wroblewski takes a big whiff, and that'll be strike one. McBride on third, Hart's on second, Stedman on first, and another big swing and a miss for Wroblewski, quickly down 0-2. The pitch is going to be chopped on the ground to third. Play will be made at third, throw over to first in time. Webster will get another run across the board, but Rose-Hulman will be able to turn the double play. With that, that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Jacob Charleston. First pitch to him is fouled back into the screen. Oh, 1 taken in there for a strike. Mosteller looking to get out of this jam. The 0-2. Charleston hits this one into the parking lot. Another 0-2, lined out towards second, and the play will be made. Jonathan Oliger makes the snag, but Webster will get 2 across the board, tying it up 2-2. Back here for some more action in the top of the third. Leading off for Rose-Hulman is Mark Serdenak. First pitch from Wilson, taken high and inside. One 0 in the dirt. That one is popped out deep left field, ranging under LaRocco, dancing around and makes the play.
Now batting number 23, Jackson Harms.
The sun shining right in LaRocco's eyes, able to make the nice play. That'll bring up Jackson Harms. First pitch inside.
Get the greatest announcer in the world, Mike Wallman, and then it's really high pitch. It's better.
1-0 outside. Two 0 is lined in the left, falls just in front of LaRocco, cannot corral it. Harms thinks about going two, but will not. And that will be a base hit for the Rose-Hulman DH. Very different sight with the scoreboard. Fighting Engineers, 2 runs on 5 hits. Gorlocks, 2 runs on 0. Bringing up the center fielder, Colton Brown. Brown flashing bunt, will roll foul. Fighting Engineers looking to put an end to this Gorlock win streak by any means necessary. The 0-1 just misses the zone. One chopped into the dirt and foul. The 1-2 from Wilson, and he will strike him out. Colton Brown down swinging.
Now batting number 1, Jackson Summers.
And now 2 outs for Jackson Summers. First pitch to Summers, just misses the zone. Wilson checking the runner. We'll get back in time. The 1-0 on the ground towards Stedman. Stedman throws over to Avola, and that will end the inning. Wilson preventing any sort of damage being done by Rose-Hulman, and we're still tied at 2. New pitcher coming in for Rose-Hulman, Evan Chung. Not a great start to the season for him. A 67.5 ERA and 1 1/3 inning of work, with a 5.55 batting average against. First up, James Theodore, and he'll foul the first pitch into the screen. Oh, one chopped on the ground, just foul down the third baseline. Theodore quickly down 0-2 in the count. The pitch on the ground out towards short. Scoop made by Rogers, throws over and makes the play.
Now batting number 7, Carl Peters.
So Chung will get the first batter out for Webster, and that'll bring up Carl Peters. Peters will take this one inside for ball one. Peters is going to flash bunt, get it down the third base line, but it will roll just foul. Peters looks at that one low. That one fouled back. Two-two pitch. Peters drives this one out towards center field, ranging back and making the play, Colton Brown.
Now batting number 12, Evan Evola.
Two down now for the Gorlocks, with Evan Evola stepping up to the plate. First pitch just misses the zone. Big swing and a miss from Evola there, now down 1-1. Evola slaps this one to first base. Serdenek makes a nice snag. And Webster is sat down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the third. Score still tied at 2. Here to start off the top of the fourth for Rose-Hulman is Jonathan Oliger. First pitch taken for a strike. Jack Wilson back in for his third inning of relief. The 0-1 outside. One. On the ground out towards Stedman. Stedman makes a nice play, throws over, and makes the play. Lola had to reach a little bit further than he would have liked for that one, but still, nonetheless, makes the play. That'll bring off the leadoff man, Peter Rogers. First pitch to Peters is flown out towards Theodore, ranging in and making the play.
Now batting number 34, Tyler Petrosco.
Wilson quickly sitting down the first two Engineer batters. Now up Tyler Petrosco. He will take the first pitch for a strike. A 1 on the ground, foul out towards the Gorlock bullpen. The 0-2 from Wilson, just outside. One-two pitch, swing and a miss. Wilson gets all three batters down in this half the inning. Score is still tied at 2. Now here in the bottom of the fourth, leading off for Webster, R.J. LaRocco. LaRocco, like many Gorlock's batters last time around, got on base via walk. First pitch to him, looked at for a strike. LaRocco grounds that one into the Gorlock's bullpen. Oh, 2, chopped out towards third, easy snag for O'Connell, but the throw goes high, bringing Cernak off the bag, and R.J. LaRocco will reach first. Colin McBride stepping up to the plate for the Gorlocks now. Flashing bunt, gets it just in front of the pitcher. And the sac bunt goes to plan as LaRocco advances to second.
Now batting number 27, Ryan Hartz.
Ryan Hartz now. Runner in scoring position, only one out. First pitch inside, almost hits Hartz. On the ground out towards third. LaRocco caught in a little bit of a rundown, but will eventually make it to third, as Serdenak will lose a handle on the transfer. Ben Stedman now looking to bring in LaRocco and put the Gorlocks up. First pitch inside. That one in the dirt. Chops it. Another ground ball to third. This throw will be on target. And Rose-Hulman will not let the runner score. This one's still tied at 2. Here in the top of the 5th, stepping up for the Fighting Engineers, Connor O'Connell. Facing the new Gorlak pitcher, Ethan Luzum. First pitch slapped, just goes foul. Extra base opportunity for O'Connell, just on the wrong side of the line. Oh, one swung through and missed. 0-2 swing and a miss from O'Connell. And Luzum will get him down in 3 pitches to start the inning. Mason Rasmussen stepping up now for Rose-Hulman. First pitch taken just a bit out of the zone. One 0 finds the zone. Another pitch taken for a strike. One, two, swing and a miss. And that one was not a strike. That was a ball. I need to get some glasses, apparently. The 1-2 on the ground out towards Peters at short, ranging over. Nice throw, but not going to be in time. Rasmussen will reach base. That's the first hit for Rose-Hulman since the second inning. Bringing up Mark Cernak. First pitch in there for a strike. Oh, 1 high. On 1. A little bit inside. This one popped out towards the right side, but will find the stands. Two-two. Almost finds a piece of Cernak. Three-two pickoff attempt. Nothing going. Runner will go, chopped on the ground out towards third. Stedman makes a nice scoop, throw over to Avola, and that will get him.
Now batting number 23, Jackson Harms.
Stedman with a nice play, getting down on one knee to make the snag. That'll bring up Jackson Harms. First pitch called ball. Another one just barely missing the zone. Two 0 pitch finds the dirt. Three 0. Another one in the dirt, and Harms will reach base.
Now batting number 12, Colton Brown.
Southpaw warming up in the bullpen for the Gorlocks. Now runners on first and second for Colton Brown. First pitch will find the zone. That one again finding the zone. Now down 0-2. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Ethan Luzum gets out of that one. No runs comes across for the Fighting Engineers, and we are still tied at 2. Back now for some more action here at Grizzlies Ballpark. Bottom of the fifth, leading off for the Gorlocks, it's Nick Wroblewski. First pitch from Chung does not find the zone. 1-0 misses. Chung wastes no time getting into his motion as that one clips the zone for a strike. The 2-1. High and tight. The 3-1 misses low, and the leadoff man for the Gorlocks gets on base. We will have a pinch runner coming in for the Gorlocks. Quentin Johnson coming in to pinch run for Nick Wroblewski. As the Gorlocks look to break the tie. First pitch to the 9-hole Charleston, and Charleston flashes bunt, and it will clip him. Jacob Charleston reaches on base, and the Gorlocks have a great opportunity here with James Theodore up to the plate. Despite the Gorlocks having no hits in this one, have a chance to take the lead. First pitch, taken for a strike. Bunt defense on for Theodore, as Chung will step off. Theodore will get the bunt down. It's a beautifully placed bunt. Throw over for Chung is barely in time. Just barely gets the speedy Theodore at first. It almost looked instantaneous between Theodore reaching the bag and the play being made by Serdenak. But the base umpire rules it an out, as that will bring up Carl Peters, 2 in scoring position, only 1 out. First pitch to Peters is line into left. That gets down. That'll be extra bases. 1 run comes across. 2 runs come across. The throw in, not in time. Carl Peters breaks the tie with a 2-run double.
Now batting number 12, Evan Evola.
Gorlocks get their first hit of the game, and it is a big one. Now with a 2-run lead on Rose-Hulman, as the first pitch is outside. One 0 pitch to Evola. Outside once more. That one will find the zone. Action now in the bullpen for the Fighting Engineers. A 2-1. Evola rips this one out into center. That'll get down. Peters rounds third. Throw will not be made to home, and Carl Peters reaches home on an RBI single from Evan Evola.
Now batting number 4, R.J. Laraco.
Webster has finally done what they needed to do, and they have broken this one open. Now a 3-run lead with R.J. Laraco stepping up to bat. First pitch to him. Finds the lower part of the strike zone. Oh, 1. Popped out the right. Ranging under it is Atrosco. Can't find the ball, and it goes foul. Atrosco lost sight of that one, and it just barely goes foul into the bullpen for Rose-Hulman. Probably best case scenario for the Fighting Engineers. as LaRocco is now down 0-2 in the count. Pitch from Chung. On the ground out towards short. 6-4. 3 double play. Rose-Hulman does not escape this one unscathed. Gorlocks add 3. Now up 5-2. Couple of changes for the Gorlocks heading into the top of the 6th. Now behind the plate, Dalton Groves. And on the mound, Colin Johnston. First pitch taken, flashing bunt.
I did. I did. He looks pretty good. Put some size on him, though.
1-0 pitch. Finds the zone.
That's true. Went to Quinn Ewers. Yeah, this is arguably a second or third.
2-1 pitch from Johnson. Inside. The 3-1. Finds his zone. Full count. Fly deep into the stands along the right side. Fouled back. Another full count pitch. Checks his swing, and he's going to go around. A great pitch from Johnson. Sits down Jackson Summers, and that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Jonathan Oliger. First pitch just misses the zone. That one fouled off. 1-1 pitch. On the ground, foul down the third base line. One, two. Big swing and a miss. Going to get past Groves. Groves corrals it and throws it down to first in time.
Now batting number 7, Peter Rogers.
First two batters sat down for Rose-Hulman in this inning, bringing off the leadoff man, Peter Rogers. First pitch just outside. And that one is going to hit Rogers. Rogers reaches base.
Now batting number 34, Tyler Roscoe.
So it looked like he was trying to pull off a twister move there to get out of the way. Still couldn't. Tyler Trosco now stepping on. 1 on with 2 outs. First pitch. Just inside. One 0 foul tipped into the glove of Groves. Pickoff attempt, not quite in time. One checking his swing, and he does go around. Quentin Johnson gets it into a 1-2 count. Another pickoff attempt, not in time. Another pickoff attempt. He's running. Throw down the second. Not in time. Peters slow to put the tag on to Rogers, and he will end up reaching second. Trosco now with a runner in scoring position. Still down 1-2 in a count. The pitch fouled off. Another 1-2. This one outside. 2-2. Just a little bit high. Full count pitch from Johnson. That one's driven out deep left center, ranging back. LaRocco, it's going to be off the wall. One run will come across, and Tyler Atrosco gets another run on the board for Rose-Hulman. It is now 5-3.
Now batting number 35, Connor O'Connell.
That brings up the potential tying run in Connor O'Connell. Lefty on lefty matchup, and the first pitch is outside.
Joel has my glove on? Take my glove off, Joel.
1-0 inside.
He's hand raping my glove, dude. He's squeezing it too.
Two-zero pitch. Low for ball 3. And Coach BK will come out. Talk to Johnson. After the talk from Coach BK, Johnson gets set once more. Three-0 to McConnell is going to be fouled. Johnson will step off the mound. Gather his thoughts ahead of a 3-1 pitch. O'Connell swings through it and misses. Now sitting with a full count. Johnson with the full count. Going to be fouled off towards the kids' zone and left. Three-two, and that will hit O'Connell. O'Connell checking his swing just a little bit, and the ball will clip him. And Coach BK will make the call to the bullpen, as that will end the day of Colin Johnson.
Now pitching for the Gorloks, number 26, J.T. Miller.
JT Miller comes in relief, and we will be right back. Back now after the pitching change for the Gorlocks. Up first, Mason Rasmussen, representing the leading run. First pitch to him is going to be taken for a strike. JT Miller comes into the game for the Gorlocks. Oh, 1. Grounded towards Peters, flips it over, and that ends the inning. Rose-Hulman will get one more across the board, but still trailing to the Gorlocks, 5-3. new pitcher in the game for Rose-Hulman. It's going to be Joe Neville. First test of the game for him is going to be the DH Colin McBride. First pitch. In there for a strike. McBride thinks about swinging at that one, but instead takes it for a strike. The 0-2. That one is skied out towards center. Very high pop-up, ranging in and making the catch is Colton Brown. That ball was sent halfway to the moon, but eventually falls down. That'll be the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Ryan Hartz. First pitch to him, misses the zone. One 0. Another one hit sky high. This one heading for the bleachers. Now 1-1. The 1-1. On the ground, that's going to find the gap between third and short, and Ryan Hartz gets on base. An update on the win streak leaderboard. As I said earlier in the broadcast, Webster with the second biggest win streak in Division III baseball. Endicott College, #1, and they are currently up 15-6 against the Southern Maine Huskies. Looking like they'll bring their win streak to 15 as Stedman will take that one for a strike. That one finds the dirt, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Runner takes off, throw down is way offline, and the great attempt at making the tag. Stedman now facing a 1-2 count, as that last pitch was called a strike. Stedman fouls this one back. Got to give props to Peter Rogers. It was a really, really rough throw from Rasmussen, but he did everything in his power to try and apply the tag in time, but could not do it, as that one almost clipped Stedman. The 2-2, Hartz takes off. Stedman's going to fly this one out to right, but it's going to head into the bleachers. Hit and run opportunity will not come to pass, and Stedman will still face a 2-2 count. This one flies out the right, and it drops just foul. Another 2-2. Hearts takes off once more. Throw down from Rasmussen. Not in time. And it looks like Rasmussen might have gotten a little bit hurt on the throw, potentially hitting the bat of Stedman on the release. This could be maybe a batter's interference, it looks like. Ben Stedman will be out, and Hearts will be forced to go back to second. As Rasmussen putting his body on the line to draw an out. And now batting Dalton Groves. First pitch could be taken for a strike. The 0-1 pitch. Taken low. Pickoff attempt, not going to do it. One. Just going to find the strike zone, and Groves is now down 1-2 in the count. One-two pitch, Groves on the ground, down the third base line, rolls foul. One-two. That one's high. Neville looking to get out of this one unscathed. The 2-2 pitch. Flied out towards right, but it will head foul. Two. Groves pokes this one out the right, ranging over towards the line, and a catch is made. What a great play by Tyler Atrasco. Smashing into the wall, and that will be the third out of the inning. Webster will not get anything across. The score is still 5-3. Here for the top of the 7th, leading off for Rose-Hulman is Mark Serdenek. Serdenek looking to get Rose-Hulman back into this one as the first pitch from Miller will find the strike zone. A 1, way outside. One. Will find the zone. One-two pitch. On the ground sharply towards the third base line, but goes into the Webster bullpen. The 1-2 just misses the zone. Two. Deep drive into left, heading towards the pole, and it will go foul. Serdenek put a charge into that one, but luckily for the Gorlocks, it'll head foul. Two pitch. Just a tad high. Full count pitch fouled off. Pitch from Miller. Swing and a miss. Mark Serdenek sat down swinging. And the Gorlocks had the first out of the inning. Bringing up the DH one more time, Jackson Harms. First pitch in there. Oh, 2. In there, sits down Harms. Miller gets another strikeout. And now up Colton Brown. A 1. Just a little low. A 1-1. Also a little low. Two one. Just barely misses the zone. Looked like that one might have been the second strike, but Home plate umpire rules otherwise. It's now a 3-1 count. The pitch from Miller inside, and Brown will take his base.
Now batting number 1, Jackson Summers.
Jackson Summers. First pitch fouled back into the parking lot. Oh, 1 to Summers. Just misses the zone. Way outside. The 2-1 pitch from Miller is low. Three one, foul back. Runner will take off on the pitch. Full count pitch from Miller. Inside, and Summers will reach first.
Now batting number 13, Jonathan Oliger.
Jonathan Oliger steps up to the plate, representing the leading run, as Joel Arsenault will start warming up in the Gorlock bullpen. First pitch, fouled into the screen. Oh, 1 from Miller. Will find the zone. And now JT Miller is down to his last strike. One more pitch could do it to get the Gorlocks out of the inning. The 0-2, fouled back. Oh, 2, just misses the zone. Now the 1-2. Barely missing the zone is Miller. Now steps off. 2-2 to Oliger. Pokes that one foul. This one on the ground to second. Charleston scoops it over, throws it to Peters, and JT Miller will get out of this one. Rose-Hulman will get nothing across the board. Score is still 5-3. Gorlock's looking to extend their 5-3 lead here in the bottom of the 7th. First batter of the inning, Jacob Charleston. First pitch to him, flashes bunt, gets down a beautiful bunt down the line, throws over, but Charleston will get on safely. A picture-perfect bunt from Jacob Charleston gets a runner on for James Theodore.
The only reason this walk-up song is bad is because it is his girlfriend's. It's her walk-up song. He was like, you know what? Let's be so cute.
Pickoff attempt, nothing going though.
No kidding. It's a little bit disappointing.
That one in the dirt.
I have no ideas. Don't care. I didn't see his socks until now.
1-0 pitch. Charleston takes off, throw down. Throw was off target, but Jacob Charleston slides in about 2 seconds behind the throw, and he will be out at second. One to Theodore as he's going to poke this one out to left. Ranging back is the shortstop, and Rogers makes the catch for the second out.
Now batting number 7, Carl Peters.
That'll bring up Carl Peters. First pitch taken for a strike. 0-1 in the dirt. That one misses the zone, 2-1.
Just kind of like how Evan had it. I like how Evan was a little chub.
Two one pitch. Chopped on the ground to first. Has a lot of spin. But Cernak will make the play, toss it over to Neville. And Rose-Hulman gets out of this one. The score is still 5-3. Rose-Hulman coming down to their final chances to get back into this one, down 2. JT Miller still on the bump for the Gorlocks. First pitch to Rogers, misses the zone. One zero. Another one misses the zone. Rogers almost went. That one does find the zone, though, 2-1. In the dirt. Rogers works his way into a hitting count. Three-one pitch from Miller. Will be strike 2. Rogers thought that he had a free base and instead makes the walk of shame back to the box. Full count pitch from Miller. That one's lined out to second base. Jacob Charleston with a nice snag in the first out of the inning. Is off the bat of the leadoff man. Now bringing up Tyler Atrosco. A couple innings ago made a spectacular play down the right field line as he swings and whiffs through the first pitch. The 0-1 will also find the zone. And the Rose-Hulman right fielders quickly down 0-2 in the count. pitch from Miller. Will sit down Atrasco. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. And now quickly, 2 outs in the inning facing Connor O'Connell. First pitch to him is inside. One zero. Just makes the strike zone. One in the dirt. Two one for Miller. Is put into play. This one potentially in no man's land. LaRocco is going to range under it though and make the play. A 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the 8th. And now Rose-Hulman is down to their final 3 outs. Score is still 5-3. Evan Evola steps up to the plate for the Gorloks here in the bottom of the 8th, and the new pitcher in for Rose-Hulman. As Evola is going to fly this one back into the stands. New pitcher Tyler Orr. A couple defensive changes as well. Peter Rogers and Jonathan Oliger flip positions. So Rogers is now at second and Oliger at short. The 1-2 and Evola will swing through it. And the first batter is sat down for Webster, which will bring up R.J. LaRocco. First pitch to LaRocco will find the zone for strike 1. 0-1, LaRocco fouls it back. The 0-2 pitch from Orr. Will ring out LaRocco, and LaRocco is not happy about that one. That one looked about 6 inches inside. And quickly now, Gorloks Down to the final out of the inning, Colin McBride steps up to the plate. First pitch to him finds the strike zone for strike one. 0-1. McBride fouls it back. The 0-2 to McBride. That one's flied out into the gap. Ranging back and making the play will be Tyler Ostracco. And now Rose-Hulman has some work to do. Down to their final 3 outs and down 2. Gorloks up 5-3. Back here for more action in the top of the 9th. New pitcher for Webster, Joel Arsenault, looking to make his 9th save of the year with this one. Up first is Mason Rasmussen. He takes his first pitch for a ball. 1-0 inside. Bring this up every broadcast that Arsenal pitches, but he has 2 different arm slots, and that sometimes really affects the timing of the hitter, as seen by his 110 batting against average. Absolutely absurd numbers. The 3-0 will be outside, though, and that'll bring the tying run to the plate in Mark Serdenak. First pitch to Serdenak finds the zone. That one inside. One in the opposing batter's box. Two-one pitch in there for strike 2. Two swing and a miss. Serdenak sat down swinging. And Arsenal gets the first out of the inning.
Now batting number 23, Jackson Harms. Jackson Harms himself.
Harms steps up to the plate for Rose-Hulman, and that first pitch just misses the zone for ball one.
It is Oklahoma kid.
That one high. Two-0 pitch on the inside. That one finds his own. 2-2 count now to Harms. Arsenal loves to use that different arm slot on 2-strike counts, but that time sticks with his regular submarine style and gets Harms swinging. And now Rose-Hulman is down to their final out with Colton Brown stepping up to the plate. First pitch fouled back. The 0-1, it's going to hit Brown. Colton Brown. It's a ball right to the, looked like right to his spine. And a pinch hitter will come in for Rose-Hulman as Dylan Page will be the next batter.
Pinch hitting for the Engineers, number 46, Dylan Page.
Dylan Page coming in place of Jackson Summers, taking the 8th slot. Not a lot of playing time on the season for Dylan Page. Only 1 hit and 4 at-bats. No homers, no RBIs, but a big spot for him. First pitch to Page, just a bit outside. Dylan Page, traditionally a catcher and first baseman, standing in at 6'4" and 260 pounds. The 1-0, as that one is fouled off to the left. The 1-1 to Page. Chopped on the ground towards Peters. Scoops it. Throw over to first. And the Gorlocks get win number 12 in a row. The Gorlocks shut down Rose-Hulman, and they will win it 5-4. Thank you for tuning in to this one. I've been Matt Rumping, and we'll see you next time here on the Gorlock Sports Network.